Today on The Riff, Jeremy and Justin riff for a while. They talk about the difference between bringing a spear and a harp to every situation. We hope today is helpful and hopeful. Thanks for listening.
Welcome to another episode of The Riff. I'm your co-host, Jeremy Johnson.
I'm Justin. I'd say you're the host. I'd say I'm the co-host.
Serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like if we were to get in a plane, let's just play a game. If we were to get into a plane, let's say a Cessna, where would you sit? Like it's just like it's just me and you. We don't say anything to each other. We just drive to the airport, walk up to the Cessna. Well, where would you sit?
Back right. You'd be like, right?
No, I don't
You'd
think
chauffeur
so.
me.
Oh, I like that. I like that move.
Yeah,
I like that move. I
yeah.
just feel like you're going to jump. I feel like naturally, I'm going to grab the map.
Okay.
Naturally, I'm going to take I want to look at all the instruments. I think naturally you're going to take, is it a joystick in a Cessna? Is it a wheel? What do they got up there?
It could be a switch controller.
Switch controller?
Yeah, more of a joy. Yeah, I don't know. I have gone up in a small plane before and down. Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So old Grant Baldwin, you know Grant?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a little pilot now. And I don't mean little pilot like he's a little in stature, but he pilots a little plane. So I don't know if they call them little pilots or whatever. But I'm kind of landlocked. I like living on land and being on land. And so out of my element, he said, "Hey, let's meet up for breakfast." And I get there, and he wanted to go on a flight because he's got one of those small planes. And we did. I was nervous. And there wasn't 1 second that I thought I would go right to the pilot's position.
Okay.
So
that's because, that's my fault.
Now,
That's my fault.
Driving with me.
Of course.
Do you like riding with me and me driving, or do you prefer driving and me riding? Because we've done both.
I prefer riding, you driving.
See, Leanne would be surprised that you would say that because
Why?
Leanne thinks I'm a terrible driver.
I'm fine with your driving. It's
Really?
fine. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Because Jamie says I'm a terrible trouble driver.
And I agree with her. That's why I try and drive all the time.
Thank you. I get
terrible.
so sick. My brakes. I can't figure it out yet. I don't have the finesse, right? It's more of just stop go.
Yeah,
That's
that's all. Okay, so
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, and again, when you say the pilot thing, maybe that makes sense because co-pilot is on the one side and the other one is a pilot. But I always thought with co-hosts, it's co-hosts. Like it's not host and co-host, but maybe. So I've been
Like co-host,
and maybe that's
co-host?
how humble I am.
That's why you're the host. That's why.
Doesn't surprise me that I would think like that because
What's
I
our
pride
longest,
myself.
What's
in
our
how-
longest intro ever? What do you think?
I think we've done double digits before.
I think so too. I mean, we're only at 3 minutes. It feels like an eternity.
longer.
Yeah,
Does
it
feel
feels
longer?
like an eternity.
I just think it's because it's not a strong intro.
Oh, that's true.
So let's just go ahead and dive in. But sometimes we need to go longer in the intro because we're not even confident about the topic we're going to go into.
I'd say 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get for the riff. So
Yep.
Now we're going through Invisible Jesus. Do you have a favorite book so far that we've gone through?
Well,
Now,
okay.
at the time of this recording, we might have dropped another one or two. So give me how about let me get specific. Out of the first 5 books, what people call the Torah, do you have a favorite?
I prefer Pentateuch.
The Pentateuch. Okay, I like it.
Torah. Genesis is my favorite book, as a whole.
So
Out of
now
the-
I'm
out
going
of
to be
the
very
entirety of
insecure if
Old
that's not your
Testament.
favorite one because then I would have botched your favorite
It wasn't
book.
my favorite one.
So I
But not
botched
because
it.
you botched it.
No, it
It's
just
not because you
happened to botch it, but that's cool.
No, Leviticus.
Leviticus.
Yeah.
Leviticus.
Yeah.
Is that your top 5 favorite books to read in the Bible?
No. No. I don't think I usually jump to Leviticus over and over. No, I think the illustration of the bridge and just the whole idea of what Leviticus is just trying to do, I thought you explained it so well, and it's stuck in my brain. Like, out of all of Invisible Jesus right now, the bridge is still the stickiest.
The bridge.
Yeah, it's still the stickiest visual, and I think it's just because you were able to make usually an unhelpful book very helpful.
Okay. Yeah.
So I would say that's my favorite so far.
Were you on team, I'm nervous for Jeremy when he's climbing on the bridge, or team, this would be great ratings if he falls?
Team great ratings.
Yes.
But I also know, I know the strength of your ankles. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there wasn't really, everybody, I was at Republic watching it, and you could feel the tension, right? You could feel kind of like when you jumped up, there was a
surprise,
except for me.
Yeah.
I was like, chill out, people.
I think people were more surprised my pants didn't split and the fact that I could make the jump.
Well, you've done some questionable things with your pants in different,
in
different messages. You've gone wider than that at times, and they haven't split.
Oh yeah, ladder.
I'm thinking exercise ball. So
that we had some very unflattering pictures that a creative team has. But here's the deal: in this dark web age, that's not even me. That wasn't me.
No,
I'm denying that.
Yeah, no.
I have no culpability on that one.
So I felt like, I know that you got stretchy pants on, and I know your ankles are strong.
Okay, they're not stretchy pants.
They're
not stretchy pants.
They're probably 40%. They're not pure cotton. Those babies are maybe 40% spandex. Be honest.
I'm not letting you feel them if that's what you're asking.
I'm not needing to feel them. I just see the way they move.
I don't have spandex pants
I didn't say they're pure spandex.
They're jeggings.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I didn't.
If I wear a nice button-up shirt, it's Easter.
A blouse.
Okay, now
Jeremy Alvarez.
Jeremy Alvarez
has coined.
I will talk about Jeremy, and I'm pretty confident he's not listening to this. So I didn't like that. Because there might be some truth to that. That one stung a little. So explain for those listening what it was I did not like.
You've worn shirts before.
Yeah.
One of them being a shirt that was pretty flowy.
Wow.
It was pretty flowy.
Only if I walked briskly.
Only if you walked briskly.
Or windy. A Chinook breeze came up.
You then got rid of that shirt.
Yeah.
You discarded it.
And
said, see you later.
See, I forgot
Send
about that.
Baby out of here.
Yep.
Send
so
it to
red racks. Red racks.
And then
get it out of there.
Because it was your family, right, that found it?
Yeah. So I got rid of it because I got a lot of comments about it from staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got rid of it.
Yeah. Your family finds it at Red Racks.
At Red Racks.
After they have rehung it. Where?
Women's section. Women's blouse.
Women's blouse. So Jeremy Alvarez coined the term, you're speaking blouses.
Yes. I forgot the background, the context of that.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that. And then I thought the last couple of weeks, I've not wore colorful shirts because it's a little sting.
I don't think it was the color. It was the flow. It was the way it moved. I think that.
Well, so I've got some darker blouses, if that's what you're saying. Now I don't intend to wear a blouse, and
no, I know,
but sometimes it happens.
I know.
I know. So
yeah, Leviticus. We're at 8 minutes now, so I feel like we could get there, man. We can get to 10.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
It's 4th of July week, by the way.
It's 4th of July.
Yeah.
Happy 4th.
Joey Chestnut, big fan.
Huge fan. Can't wait to see him any hot dogs.
Is he the greatest athlete of our generation?
I'd say he's never in the Kobe or the Jordan LeBron conversation.
Yeah.
I think he should be.
Yeah, I definitely think he should. If you do a little research, there's been times where he wasn't feeling healthy, yet he shows up and he's a gamer. He's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
And I've never officially entered a competitive eating, but I got to tell you, I feel like I would do all right as a competitive eater. What would be your food of choice? That's what I was going to ask you.
I feel like mine is. I've got a couple of options. A lot of Little Debbie elements in there.
Oh, I know you like Little Debbie.
Yeah, fudge rounds.
Okay. Yeah,
I can down those things.
Yeah. Like a whole sleeve, all 3 sleeves. Is it 3 sleeves in a?
I can do a full box.
In a setting?
Absolutely.
Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Watching Jerry Springer.
Yes, that's exactly right. What would be yours?
Well, I'm interested. How many spicy nugs from Wendy's could I down in one setting if I was doing it for Dream Center? This is very similar to another conversation we've had.
This is true.
Yeah. But I think I could put a dent in a plate of spicy nugs.
How many do you think you can down? I know exactly how many nuggets I can eat in one setting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've gone to the limit.
They start climbing the elevator?
Yep.
How many is that?
So I did about 48.
About? I thought you said exactly.
47 and some.
Okay. So the 48th one, it returned to sender?
It didn't really work out. So a friend of mine, he's a pastor.
Okay.
Solid Rock.
Oh, Matt.
I
like Matt.
We did 100 nuggets from McDonald's.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah.
And
we bonded. That's kind of when we became friends.
Wow.
Yeah. He ate more than I did.
Oh my word.
Yeah. How many spicy nuggets do you think you could put down?
25.
I think you could do more.
No, probably.
I've seen you train.
Yeah.
I've seen you at Wendy's.
Yeah. I mean, not like cold turkey.
No.
No, I had to dive into this thing. So, well.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we did.
We made it. Double digits. Sorry, everybody.
It's 4th of July. It's a holiday weekend. What do you want?
What
content?
are we talking about?
You want content today? Come on. Actually, I want to talk about just a principle that we see in David's life in 1 Samuel. So,
okay.
David's journey. Interesting to me because a lot of times in my mind, I think he goes from Goliath, the battle with Goliath to king. But there's this huge chunk of his story where he's not yet, and he lives in the not yet for a long time. And so in this period of time, he is living in the palace during certain sections, and you've got King Saul. So David's the heir apparent. King Saul's there. King Saul's jealous. All these things are going on. So there's this huge part of David's story. But the thing I want to bring out today is interesting. It says different times in that story where King Saul would get so disturbed and so anxious or so dark. It says he was vexed with a spirit, whatever that means for that situation. He was just super troubled. It says that he would have David play the harp. And so David would play the harp in those days. That's the acoustic guitar. He's playing in such a way where it would calm him, it would bring peace to his chaos inside. And then there are a couple of occasions where they're in the home and it says Saul threw a spear at David and David dodged a spear. And, so really the dynamic that I was thinking through is what is it that we bring to the environment around us, right? I was thinking of what is a practical way of playing the harp? What is a practical way of bringing peace? What is the practical way of bringing calm with your presence, with your words? And what is a practical takeaway of holding a spear? That threatening, that looming, that triggered vibe, and that dangerous vulnerability. Because I don't think I would be afraid of a spear from a long distance, but the spear is a tool to hurt people who are closer. And in our home, in our places of work, sometimes it's the people that are close, are within striking distance of a spear that we're holding on to. And so it just made me think about what are the words that I bring to the table? In what settings have I been throwing a spear? And what settings do I need to play more of my harp? So anyway, that's what I was thinking about today. And I don't know if there's anything there, but
you got to know.
I got to know what?
You have to know
what I'm bringing.
Holding.
Yeah.
Like what you're bringing.
Well, that's what's crazy is to throw a spear, you got to know where the spear is and then hold the spear. Like, I've never accidentally done the javelin. I'm fascinated. I don't even know where you buy a javelin. I'm guessing Academy.
Oh yeah,
or do you Amazon that thing?
Yeah, I bet Academy has one.
Shipping would be a beast.
Crazy.
Yeah. So to be able to sling a javelin, you gotta be pretty intentional, right? Yeah. Find it, store it. There's been seasons where I've had a baseball bat under my bed. It was going to be my home protector, right?
Really?
Someone breaks in, and then I thought,
Get close quarters with that.
Yeah, pretty close. I'm thinking, okay. But just even the thought of like, if I have to use this as a weapon, I got to put it close. And then I felt so silly just putting it under my bed, right? Like that Louisville Slugger is going to protect me. That's going to be great, right? So anyway, all that to say is Saul throwing a spear, he has to intentionally have it close when he's in the palace. Who's breaking into his palace? Nobody's breaking into his palace. So you're choosing to do that. So what are the things that we carry?
Same thing on the other side, right?
Yeah, harp.
He didn't just happen to have one. I also don't know where to get a harp.
Did you play? Well, I think Branson, the Hughes Brothers show.
It's a dulcimer.
That's a dulcimer?
That's a dulcimer.
This whole time I've been calling it a harp.
It's a dulcimer.
Are they related?
They have to be.
Is one a female, one a male? And how would you tell?
Nope.
No?
No, I don't know how you tell. I don't know.
Okay. So did you play an instrument growing up?
I can play the guitar.
Really?
Yeah, I can.
I've never heard you play the guitar.
That's because I don't play it anymore.
Like acoustic?
Yep. When I had kids, I stopped playing, but I played a lot.
Did they make fun of you or
Yes.
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I get the F chord going, it's so hard. I was like, that doesn't look right. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. No, it was, I didn't have the time, nor did I have the passion to like learn. I really liked playing.
Were you good?
But I was okay.
That means good. That's your humble way of saying. Like, what would be your go-to song if back in the day, if you were to say, "Hey, we got some company, and now we're all going to have some chocolate pudding, but in order to have the chocolate pudding, we want to be entertained."
This is exactly our setup.
Yeah.
Anything Johnny Cash was
Ring
was
of
a
Fire?
go-to. All of them.
You can play Ring of Fire on a guitar.
And then Jack Johnson was fun to play.
Really?
So, yeah.
So growing up, were you in an orchestra or a symphony or band?
No.
So
Me
you
and my roommate learned guitar together.
Okay.
And then, so we were friends in high school, and then he ended up coming to Missouri State after going to Lindenwood for a year. And then we lived together in college, and so we just played all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so like I was thinking like, I played trumpet growing up, and one of the reasons, no joke, why I chose a trumpet, because it's a smaller case to carry. A flute would have been great, but I wasn't ready.
A piccolo. I mean,
That would have my pocket. But like my brother played a trombone, and watching him walk to the bus stop on band days, bad mistake.
Awkward.
I had a friend play the tuba. You're not thinking like you're loading that up on the school bus, like and walking. So that's why I'm thinking like the harp. That's a long way to get there. But you were talking about you don't accidentally have a harp on you, right? So you have to intentionally bring a harp, position a harp, and play the harp.
Right.
So, okay. So I think the takeaway for us is for all of us who are listening is what are we holding on to? What are we holding on to with the intention to impact the environment we're at? At work, okay? Just be honest. When you walk down the hall, if you're listening, are you more likely to be accused of carrying a harp or carrying a spear? Now, you're kind of a harp guy.
I am a harp guy. Yeah, but that's intentional because I have a lot of spears.
Really?
Yeah. I think anger is like my
So is it like lure the people close so then you can shiska-bob them with your spear?
No, I have to do a lot of work to stay patient and calm. And like my immediate reaction would be grab the spear.
Really?
Absolutely.
With me?
Yep. Mainly with you. But it's like I am wired hot. It's a lot for me to be patient. Jamie and I were talking about this yesterday, and I was like, I just don't think that's not a fruit that's been growing. So really gotta
The harp fruit?
the patience.
Patience, yeah.
Because it's something that I really do. Like I've got very specific tools I use even of like calming my body and like getting in a space. Let's call it flipping the switch. I'll get into it. Okay.
Let's do it.
So there are a lot of times.
Flip your own switch.
No, that's not. So there'll be
see,
a lot
look
of
at me
times-
throwing a spear.
I know.
I'm sorry.
And we had to be holding it to throw it.
I was holding it.
Where'd you get it?
I carried it.
Unbelievable.
I got it at the track meet.
Unreal.
Yep, someone left it there.
I know triggers that I have where I will get very upset and agitated, like internally. So anytime that happens, it's a 3-breath process. and you don't even know I'm doing it. Like hopefully you wouldn't know, but it's always mouth closed and it's always through my nose and it's always 3 and 3. So 3 in, 3 out, 3 in, 3 out, 3 in, 3 out.
Each nostril at a time or both?
It's both. It's
Okay.
both. It's both.
I was thinking more Flonase.
No. But it's a mantra that I say in the breath, and it's control what I can control.
Okay.
So I just say that every
Internally,
single time.
you're just control what I can
I say
control.
control what I can control, and I breathe in and I breathe out, and then I say control what I control. I do that 3 times, and it just reminds me like most of this stuff's out of my control. So just like show up in the space, open my hands, breathe,
Grab the harp.
start playing, right, and then be like, cool. All right, what's my role here to play?
Give me a safe example, if you can think of one, for you to share. That could be maybe we can apply it to our own lives of a thing that would just set you off to you're looking for the spear, grabbing the spear.
Man, I'm telling you, if you knew this brain, I get mad at so many things. I think there is a patience when it comes to like work stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to like even family at times, I want like instant results, and I want to know things. Like if you were to tell me something, and I had to wait like 5 weeks or so.
Okay.
I just want to know now. Right?
Oh yeah.
Now. So there might be something that somebody tells me, hey, we'll know this in 4 or 5 weeks. It's an instant like,
Yeah.
okay, control what I can control, control what I can control, control what I can control, and breathe and breathe and breathe. And now I can have an actual conversation with you or whoever about what that process looks like. Instead of getting like completely agitated and wheels spinning of like, how do we like make this faster? Is there something that, no, I might not wait. And I just start asking the wrong questions. I start saying the wrong things. And it's just a grounding like practice that I have that will just allow me to then have the conversation and then like actually say things that are going to be helpful in the conversation, hopefully, knowing that I can't control the timeline. I can't control most of the things that I am interacting with. So it's just those moments. And I know that's a very like, with my kiddos, very similar, right? If they are completely dysregulated and going off the wall on stuff, I do that one, right? And then there's also like Ella's just turning 10, and I'll always say to myself, she's only seen 10 Christmases. So I say that over and over in my mind, right? To remind myself that like the things that come natural to me are only because I've been here longer. That's the only reason. That's it. She has not been here long. She's only seen 10 Christmases and probably only remembers like 4 of them.
Yeah. So
give her grace, give her space, and help her through it, right? So it just helps me ground in those types of situations. But that's how, and that's exactly what you're talking about, right? Like you can choose pick up the harp or pick up the spear. But if I'm going to play the harp or throw the spear, there were a lot of steps behind to get to that spot, whether I'm playing or throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we could even compartmentalize. We just get lazy and we can say, okay, well, at work, well, that's what they pay me to do is I just got to keep people on task and they just got to keep dodging spears. Right. And just, they're on edge around me because I've got this in my hand.
Yes.
And that's a lazy way for us to think about. We've been talking about what does it look like to do everything, even our work with dignity and purpose, right? And what kind of environment can I bring to a stress? Some people are like, well, you don't understand, it's a stressful environment. Yes. How much more so is it helpful to have a harp, have that peace, have that joy, have that calm, contagious, what is it? Is it chaos is contagious, but so is calm. Calm is also contagious. I wonder, like I think of like sports games, for me watching my girls, tennis, sports kind of brings it out more than art, because in, watching Janaea with theater, you don't have dads like yelling at them, like, no, louder. It's everyone's like, woo, here's a flower, right? And so, but in the sports, it brings out all type. It's socially more acceptable to yell and to complain, to jeer, and to badmouth the coach, the ref. And you think, okay, as a parent watching my kids at a game, am I bringing harp? Do I feel like if I'm throwing a spear at the ref, I'm bringing a harp, playing a harp for my kid? Do I think that me being this way towards that person is helping my kid? Because it's probably not. I don't think kids look at like spears being thrown and think that's peaceful, right? We just need to understand when I come home from a day of work, when I come home from any type, or when I go to work, I need to ask myself before I get out of the car, which am I carrying today? So it just, analogy, I think we can all relate to it. How do we bring that peace? How do we recognize, man, because of what's going on, my defense mechanisms have caused me to pick up a spear right now, and I don't need to be holding this spear. Help me lay the spear down. I don't want to live triggered, right? I don't want to be on edge. So yeah, I think that's helpful. So wherever you're at, however you're listening, maybe 4th of July gives you the opportunity to be around people that would normally bring out the spear.
Bring a little spear?
Yeah, bring the harp instead. Bring the harp.
Bring harp.
Bring some mustard, bring some ketchup, bring some barbecue Lay's chips to the party, and bring a harp.
You a mustard guy?
Yeah, I am. Well, I think I need more context. Like on its own, like no. Like,
No.
like paired with a hot dog
Nope,
with a brat?
that was my
Yes.
question. Just straight up mustard.
Only if I got the cramps.
I don't even. I hate mustard.
Yeah, but if you've got cramps,
Okay.
I'm talking leg cramps primarily.
Okay.
Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. You take a spoonful of mustard.
Oh, I thought you were like rubbing the mustard on the leg.
Now that might,
Like icy
you know
hot.
what?
Like icy hot.
Yeah, no, that I've never tried that, but that might be a more direct way into the system.
Right.
I'm not sure.
So. I'm not a doctor.
But I just found if you fill a spoon filled with mustard when you got leg cramps and you just take it all in one bite, you'll forget that you have leg cramps. So yeah, I'm into
can't
mustard.
stand
Big
mustard,
fan of
man.
mustard. Not Grey Poupon. Like I don't want
not.
sweet mustard.
No, of course not.
All right. Hey, have a great 4th of July for those of you who celebrate. I am one of those who do. Love 4th of July. Not a big fan of the 5th of July.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like we're on the other side of the summer when we get there. But I don't want to bring that kind of spear into
Don't do that. Play the harp
harp me
on
up.
this.
Harp
Play
me
the
up.
harp on this.
Control what I can control. The 5th of July is going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
There's way more summer to go.
Yeah, just not as much. All right, womp womp. Have a great weekend, everybody, or week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Riff. We'll have a brand new episode every week, wherever you find podcasts.